Hi everyone. This is Mike, and today I'm going to give you a demo of Inertia, new version we have launched recently. We are calling it Inertia 2.0, and we have launched it. And this is the main page of the website. It's at inertiapros.com. You can visit. If you wanted to know anything more about it, the page is you can go to the features page, you can explore the features, you can watch the same demo from over here and contact us and request for demo as well if you have some kind of queries regarding the platform and everything, the features, the code, everything. Like, we haven't included almost all the things, and you can see how you are saving a lot of money with Inertia. Okay, now jumping right straight to the demo. Let me just open this you know the link, the console link of Inertia. So it will redirect to your to our SSO page we have built, and you can either create your new account over here. Make sure if you are using Inertia, please use your official email ID, and you can create your account or confirm password, sign up. The email will go to your inbox. You need to verify it. Once you verify it, then again just go to app.inertiapros.com and you will be able to log in. Once you have your login credential, you can directly log in from over here. I am just using my ones over here, and let me just continue. Once you continue it, you will log into your nice little dashboard of yours. This is the dashboard. You will get all your data. It will take some time to fetch some data for you. There's a side navigation which is collapsible side navigation, and you can see a lot of things over here. This navigation is divided into sections. So over which section you have got two tabs. One is dashboard and the other one is reports and analysis. So basically in dashboard you get a quick sneak peek of what going on. Report analysis, you are going to get a detailed view about your projects, about your orders, about your clients, about your suppliers and everything. It will take some time to load because it takes a lot of data. The next part is sales order. So this is where your journey starts with. So basically the sales section is having three things. One is sales order, your sales team is receiving the order on how much quantity. The next is invoices, like you can create the invoices for your clients straight from this particular tab. The third is clients tab. You can add your new clients from over here. And in operations it comes to so in operation, basically there are multiple tabs. One is projects, the other one is question library, the other one is redirects. So redirects are over here. We have three types of redirects: variable based, parameter based and dynamic link redirects. So usually we recommend to use parameter based redirects because it is very easy for your client to set up the redirects as well. Dynamic link redirects is something which will come later on when we are talking about recontact studies and all. So it will come later in the picture. Next is suppliers. You can add your suppliers from over here. So for adding supplier, we have given two options. So when you click on add new supplier, there are two options: add manually and copy link. So if you want your supplier to onboard themselves at your platform, you can surely do it with copy link. And if you want to add them by yourself, you can click on add manually and you can add a supplier from over here. So let's jump straight to the demo, and later we can discuss a lot more things when we are going throughout the process. So let's go to the clients. Let's create or set up a new client. So in order to set up a new client, you need to click on add new client. Once you click on add new client, you need to name your client. So for example, I am naming it Apple in case, and the email ID for your client. So like we have a lot of email communication as well, so make sure your client's email ID is generic one. So for example, bits@apple.com or something like this. Operations in country, so let's suppose your client is currently based in United States, so you can select United States, and his office is in, let's suppose, Germany, so you can select these two things. Next is about services, so let's suppose your client is majorly dealing with B2C only. You can select as many as you can, and you can hit next. So when you hit next, the next question is basically who is the contact person. So for example, in your case it might be someone with John Doe, and the contact person might be someone else as well at the client's company. Contact number is not mandatory, it's optional, so you can leave it blank. Next is tax ID. So for example, let's suppose its tax ID is technically what kind of VAT number, or in India it's GSTIN, you can put over here. The next is basically the payment terms. So for example, your client is having 30 days payment term, so you can have it. The client's official company name, so let's suppose Apple Incorporation. The billing address, so let's suppose B93 building 703 Knighton Road. And let's, for example, for a country, let's select United States. So you can see, like, whenever I selected a country as a United States, it's already giving me all the states of United States. So let's suppose I'm selecting Washington over here, and then a city in Washington. So for example, I'm choosing any of the fall city, for example, and the zip code. Again, zip code is not mandatory, you can skip it. I think we have filled all the details. On the step 4, you are going to see a lot of details over here. So I can now edit and fill this zip code. Once I confirm and save it, you will get to see, you need to hit a refresh button, and you can see like your client is visible over here, along with how many active projects the client is having. So let's move to the sales order part quickly. So you can create as many sales order as you can. So basically you need to create a sales order. Sales order is basically a order you have received from a client. The order is equals to a project. So a project can have multiple countries, same like orders only. So this is the entry point where you can get started. So for example, I wanted to have a study about coffee survey. So let's suppose I'm going to put coffee survey over here. The client name is, again, I will select Apple as my client, and sector is, let's suppose, B2C. The due date, order status, I will say the quotation is submitted, the priority is very high. The study type, on the next screen you will see the study type. You can select its quantitative, the study type is ad hoc, survey type is quantitative, device is technically desktop only. For example, if the study is, you can select desktop only, or if your study is compatible with all the devices, you can select all multiple options over here. Okay, next is basically currency. So let's suppose you are dealing with an American client, so you can select USD as your primary currency, and you can review the detail of your order, and you can say confirm and save. Okay, yeah. Okay, once you confirm and save it and hit refresh, you can see that your order has been created. Once you go inside the order, you can see that there is some cards telling some kind of detail about your orders. So if you see that there is an edit button as well, so if you want to edit any kind of information, you can edit from over here. If you want to edit about survey details, you can click over here and edit about it. Now the next thing is basically the project list. So there are project in this order tab, we have 3 tabs. You can say subcategories. One is project list, the other one is tracker list, the other one is logs. So basically logs is something like which is, it helps you to get like what's going on with your project. So I'll explain later on. So for example, in project list, you can create a new project. So when I click on add new project, it gives me an option to choose all the details. So let's suppose the client wants to conduct this particular study in India. It's a coffee survey. The LOI is 5 minutes, the IR is 50, the required sample is 200, feasibility is 200, your CPI is somewhere around 5 USD, and your project manager is uh, you know yourself, like the team members you will add, and it will display all your team members from the all those members who have joined your Inertia organization. Language, so let's suppose in India it is going to be in Hindi. So once I click tick, it will displayed instantly my all the details. If I want to copy it or clone it, so for example the same study I want to run for not India but for, let's suppose, Finland, and the language over there is basically going to be English, for example, American English. Or if you want to change something like French, you can have it. uh, and if you go with one more country, so let's suppose create one more country of Germany in case, and your language is going to be, for example, German. You hit select, you can see like your countries are listed over here. Now you have the same specification of the survey. Now the next question is basically how to get started with it. You can also share your quotation with your client's email and the subject, and your client will get notified directly that these are the prices which we require for these countries. Are you good with it? And obviously you can then negotiate on the prices and do your rest of the process. Now we have the status over here, quotation submitted, but I wanted to transfer them to our project managers. So for example, like once you have done with the bidding part and the quotation part, then your project managers comes into the play, that they are going to take over the project and start doing the sampling. So for example, if they wanted to do some kind of this thing, you need to transfer it to them. So how you are going to transfer it to them? There is a button at the very top, you can see over here, but it says to transfer the project, make sure the order status is won and the complete fields in the survey details and at least one project. So this requires, in order to enable this button, it requires to have at least one field over here, and all these details are filled, the required ones at least. So let me just change the status to one quickly, and once I change the status to one, I need to just hit a refresh once, and you can see that my transfer to project is available now. It's displaying, and schedule project is also available over here. So technically there are no scheduled projects. So what does this mean? Let me show you. So for example, when you are going to transfer this project, so if you wanted to transfer the project to the your project managers at a certain time, so for example, right now I wanted to transfer only Germany and Finland, and the CPI is all okay. If you want, you can edit the CPI from over here. So let me just edit it to 4, save it, edit it as well, 4, save it, and I will confirm this as well. So once I have confirmed these two things, I can either transfer the projects now to the projects team, or I can schedule for later. So for example, I'll transfer these two right now, Germany and Finland. So once I transfer the project, let me show you that in the projects tab, I opened on a new tab, and you can see that my two projects are over here. Okay, so one is French, sorry, in Finland, and the other one is Germany's project. So these two are transferred just now, but what if I wanted to, transfer the project at let's suppose in some other point, at some other time of the day. So in order to do that, you can click on confirm. You can edit the rate, or you can go to the schedule for later. Once you go to the schedule for later, you can select the time zone. So for let's suppose I am choosing India as my time zone, which is plus 5:30. I can add a date. So let's suppose I'll add today only, and the time I'll add is somewhere around 4:15 p.m. So you can see schedule for India plus 5:30 local date and time at this. When I click on set transfer, it will be displayed over here in some time. I believe I need to just refresh it once, and yes, you can see that your one is already pending for transfer, and you can edit it or you can transfer it now. Okay, now these two projects are transferred, and you can see that there is one label, and you can see that these two projects are transferred. This is not yet transferred. It will transfer at 4:15 p.m. So now this is how you are going to transfer the project. Next is the tracker list over here. In tracker list, this is basically a simple thing in order to track. So for example, if you have a monthly tracker or a quarterly tracker, you can easily rerun the trackers once one tracker is completed. So this is the very easy functionality we have provided to a customer to rerun the trackers again and again. Okay, next thing is logs. So basically you can see that whatever activities I have done at a particular given time, it logs each and everything. I ordered a table with India, Finland, Germany, and then I updated the status from quotation submitted to won. I have updated the table for CPI4, and then transfer the data, and I have also scheduled for India. So these are the logs which help you to resolve and keep a check on the team, how things are going on and what are the things going on. So let me just quickly go to the projects part, because in projects part, that's where the real magic happens. So let's suppose I am going to work on the Germany survey. So in order to work on the Germany survey, I'll click on this little button. So once I click on that particular button, I'll get a whole dashboard of my project setup. In project setup, I have 3 tabs totally: analysis, project setup, and reconciliation. So in project setup, technically you have multiple tabs ranging from project details to quota management. I'll go one by one. So in the project setup, project details, you can edit your project name. So for example, I wanted to put Germany in front of this so that I can identify easily, and I just wanted to remove these 2 things, and rest I believe everything is okay, and I hit save. Once I hit save, you can see that the project name is changed over here and over here as well. I wanted to add some more security, bot detection and fingerprint as well. So I just save it from over here, and the security settings gets updated. Obviously, and you can share those redirects as well, parametric based and variable based. So technically you can share your redirects from over here or from your project settings. Like both the redirects are same, there is no difference in redirects. All the redirects will be same for your own account. Next is documents. So you can upload any kind of PDF or Excel if you wanted to work within a team. You have a lot of people in your team members, and they wanted to look something in email chains, they can get it over here once you have uploaded it over here. Okay, apart from project detail, let's go to the next section, which is links. So there are two types of links: single link and dynamic links. So technically, single link is the is where your 95 to 99% of business happens. For 1 to 5% of the business, which is comes in handy when when you are dealing with, you know, recontacts, when you are dealing with kind of uh, so a multi setup link or invitation based links, though that comes under that. Anyways, the live URL, so you need to put some kind of live URL. I'm just putting a Google URL over here for now. So once I save the link will be saved. Next is basically sample sources and allocation. It is basically the way to, you know, allocate the suppliers to your project. You can add multiple suppliers to multiple projects from the, you know, this project list, but let me just add one simple supplier. So you can see that there is no supplier, which means there is no supplier in the supplier tab. So what I will do, I'll just go to this particular tab, and oh yes, you can see the Hindi survey of India is also over here. So what I will do, I'll just go to the suppliers tab. Once I go to the suppliers tab, you can see that there is no suppliers. I just deleted one supplier. I wanted to show to you to add a manually a new supplier. So let's give it a name. So for example, I'm taking Sint as my supplier. So the supplier email can be anything. So for example, it's @sint.com. Operation in country, you can select all. I believe 250 countries is too much, but let's keep it like this. Services B2C, and account owner is basically I am going to be the account owner of that. Again, you can have tax IDs and all these type things. You can ask them and fill it out by yourself. And then the next part is supplier redirects. You can have a global redirects means there is going to be one set of redirects which is provided by your suppliers, and that is applicable for each and every project. Or you can have a dynamic redirects, which means it differs from project to project of the particular supplier. So let me just go ahead with the, you know, global redirects, and I will add some kind of uh, let's suppose LinkedIn for betterment. So I'll add response ID is equals to RIT for now. So you won't be able to distinguish whether it is complete, terminate, or that. For that, I'll just choose status. So for example, complete, and I'll just replicate it quickly. Okay, and once I save and continue, you can see all your settings are displayed over here. You can confirm and save. Once you confirm and save and hit a refresh, you're going to see your supplier, your new supplier over here, and you can see that your supplier is automatically displayed over here. So once I click over here, you can add multiple supplier at a single time in a particular, you know, project. But anyways, so for example, the required number is 200. I'm giving 100 samples. So the CPI is I'm going to give is 2. You can choose between number and percentage, that's totally up to you. Then when you go ahead and save and continue, it will display all the suppliers redirect settings. So whatever, how many suppliers you have added in that particular drop down you have selected, all those suppliers, you know, list will be displayed over here. You can open it and check what kind of configuration it is. So you can already see this particular Sint is having a global redirects, and this signifies that whatever settings you have enabled over here, it's reflected properly over here. Now if you are going to have a dynamic redirect kind of thing, then you need to fill it by them yourself over here at the time of adding a particular supplier to a particular project, because that what dynamic redirects means. So let me just add it, save and confirm it, and you can see your supplier is totally visible. And your by default status of this particular supplier is going to be inactive for a particular project. You can make it active quickly. Once you make it active, you can see that uh, your supplier link is still inactive. Reason is because you need to add qualification. You can go over here, hover over here, and you can see kind of a text which guides you what to do. Again, so let me just go to the next section, qualification. So in qualification, it's a very good section and my favorite section. So in order to add qualification to a particular project, you need to have some kind of qualification. You can create or add a new question from over here technically, but I wanted to show you from the this qualifications, this question library tab. So when I go to the question library tab, it is almost empty, because we are not integrating any kind of global question library right now. We are in beta mode, so we don't want any kind of library. Eventually in future we are going to add a lot of questions from with the help of AI to boost your screening capabilities. So let me just quickly add a new question, show how. So your by default language is going to be English American. uh, the category you need to select, so let's suppose it's a core demographic question. Your industry, so industry is not technically required, you can select others over here. So for example, if you don't know what kind of industry you wanted to select, you can select others. Question type is going to be, for example, single punch, and your question is what is your age group, and you are having option like. So you have added this particular question for your survey, and once you click on save, it will directly appear over here, the kind of language. So for example, if you are having your screening in three different languages. One is French, the other one is German, and the other one is Hindi. So for example, let's translate this particular question to Hindi. So once you can see a tiny little button over here of translate. Once you click over here and you translate, you click on the translate tab and you select Hindi over here, you can see that the live translation is happening, and it didn't translated this particular thing because it felt that it is all right, I believe so. No, yeah, it translated everything. It took some time, but it translated. Let me just save it and you can see. Now you can translate this particular question to German as well. So for example, if you click over here, you can see your question text is being translated first, and all your options are going to translate in a bit seconds. If you wanted to translate it in Germany, so it's not just that you can translate it from only English, but you can translate it from Hindi to other language as well. So for example, I'm choosing French. It took some time, but again it translated very well. and you can save it. You have one single question, you have created one single question, but you have, all the languages option available. Now if you go over here, click on add qualification, you can see the 4 questions are available over here. You can filter them by language, you can filter them by category, you can filter them by industry. What I'll do, I'll just add a German language question over here. The next screen is basically to ask you what is the qualifying criteria for this particular question. So for example, the company is going to conduct the survey on 18 to 24 and 25 to 34. This is the correct option for it. You click on save question and you can see your question is available over here. So for example, I wanted to add another question, so let me just quickly add one more question. The code demographic, and my industry is others. Question type is Singer Punch, and my question is what is your gender? Is it male? Is it female? Is it others? Click over here, save it over here. Let me just quickly translate to German and save. Okay, and I can click on over here, you can see my languages over here, and save in question. See how fast you can translate and add those questions in your survey. And once you have added your questions in question library, it will remain persistent across all your members. All your team members can access those survey questions, the qualification question. The next part is basically the quota management. You can have simple quota over here. So let's suppose if you want the census kind of or you wanted to go ahead with a custom recruitment, that coffee study is going to be majorly focused on female, then you are going to have this kind of quota. So 30 is allocated to this, or we have 200 total sample allocation. So for example 60, and I'm going to give 142 other group and save quota. So once your save quota is there, you can view the quota from over here, and you can see the percentage of completion you have got, and you can remove or edit quota at any given point of time. That's it. I believe we have cleared everything, and you can see now your supplier link is also visible. You can the live link and the test link is already visible, and you can try your survey now. Okay, yeah, so let me just quickly copy this particular link, and let's go over here. I'm already on incognito window. Let me just remove this variable and put some kind of variable like test01. Hit this. Okay, so once this page is opened, I can go ahead and agree and proceed. I can select age group, and I can select the gender as well, and then I submit it. It will redirect me to most probably Google page. Yes, it redirected me to a Google page. Now we can see the logs of this particular vendor. So how we can see the logs? You need to go to the analysis part over here, and you have a whole analysis of this particular project. You won't be able to see anything else because that is done in a test or sandbox environment. So you can see in the logs tab as well, in live logs you are not going to find anything. But when we switch to test logs, you are going to see couple of sessions which I created, and ours is basically this one which we have selected. Okay, again whenever you are in a live setup, you can go ahead and switch to live, and you are going to get to see a lot of live sessions for your all of the suppliers. Next is reports. You are going to see a lot of reports regarding your live data. In supply analysis, it's basically table wise stats about your suppliers, how they are performing, what is their progress, and how are they going to hit their progress or not. The links, the live logs, you can see the links from over here as well, live logs and test logs as well. It will redirect to you over here. The third part is basically the reconciliation part. In reconciliation part, you need to upload technically a file after downloading it, and it will do all your work. So it will give you a lot of things. So let me just download. And whenever I did it, you can see that the IDs uploaded I have 2 and invalid IDs are 2 because they are not matching, because we have not any completed IDs registered at our end. So there's another tab I'll show you separately in different video. Now after going back to my projects page, okay, jumping on to the next section is basically you have already gone through the question library, you have already gone through the redirects, you have already gone through the suppliers as well, but suppliers is having a different kind of control as well. So for example, let's suppose I am going to open a new particular supplier. You can see all the projects associated with the particular supplier, the invoices collected from that particular supplier. The PO is also available. I'll cover that in separate videos. You can see the logs is also available that I have created it. And what you can do, you have a supplier side link as well. So once you copy it and you give it to your supplier, they can able to access your all the data at one single place. So this is how the link looks like, and you can see there like whatever data or whatever projects they have been onboarded on, it will be displayed over here. They can also go inside a particular project and they can grab the live link and the test link, their target, their basic detail of it. We are working more on this part and we are trying to bring a lot of more things. Next is basically sales order. So basically sales order wise, they are able to track their data down, and if a particular I'll add that particular supplier to any other country, then they will be able to see it. Let's do it right now. Let's do it right now. Let's go to the projects tab. Let's click on this particular button. I'll do some kind of settings, for example, like the setting of this thing, save link. I'll add a particular supplier. So for example, I'm going to add the same supplier, and the number should be again 200. The CPI should be 2. The redirects are already in place. I need to add some kind of qualification. So let me just add a French qualification of age, and I'll just want these two groups. Save question. Boom. Even if I want to add gender, so for example, what is your gender? And I can, okay, there's yes, this is the gender one. I have not translated it in French as of now, so just for the demo purpose, let me just go ahead with the quota is not required, qualification is required. So apart from this, let me make this live project and make this active. So once I make this active, you can see it's live, it's visible over here. You can see like what kind of CPIs. So let me just edit the CPI for this over here. So let me just give 3 USD instead of 2 USD and hit save. And over here you can see that this the CPI is changed in real time. Let's adjust the progress as well. 200 is over here. Let me just select over here and make it 100 and click save, and it's 100 over here. You can see that I have changed it from 200 to 100 in real time. So this is how, and all the reconciliation part and their IDs are going to displayed over here. So if in case you don't want them to see the CPI section or any other section, we have setting for that as well. Let me just go to the settings page, and in the workspace setting I just go it over here, and I just don't want them to show the CPI. I can disable it, and you can see the CPI is gone. You can see the CPI is gone. If you go to the project side, the CPI is gone. It's gone. So now moving to the next part is settings, obviously. So in profile details, you can manage your own profile, you can upload your own photo. It's not technically required, but main is workspace setting. This is where you modify your support email, your website, your prefix if you wanted to add, and project prefix and the order prefix. So prefix is something which you add in the front part of your number. Expected termination rate and drop rate you can set around it. You can upload your organization policy, terms of use in a PDF format. If you want any kind of clarification to question to be asked during the quotation email, you can add from over here. So for example, these are the qualification question. I'm just adding it. Quotation conditions, so if you want any kind of conditions, so for example, as per our MSA, so save as question, and it will go as a condition that whatever we have written in our MSA, that needs to be followed with each and every order. You can even implement a separate link if you have a any kind of terms of use for your services as well. Next thing is basically the finance part. So this is very much important. This is very useful when you are working with invoicing part. So you need to put your legal name, bank branch, account name, account number, bank code, your payment term, your digital signature, your tax ID. We have included all the tax IDs available all over the world, whether it is from Costa Rican tax ID or Chinese tax ID to United States EIN or United Kingdom's VAT number to Indian GST number. Everything is available over here. So you can select it. You can have a tax ID over here. You can have a billing address set over here. If your billing address is same as shipping address, you can mark it as over here, and you can go ahead with it. You can add your team members from over here. So for example, if you wanted to add someone, you can click on add team member. You can select a role. Right now your role is super admin only, so super admin will have access to each and every module, and you can add anything. So in order to create a different role, you can go to the roles section. You can create a different role. So for example, the role is project manager. So you wanted to give access to project only, and you can have different kind of access, full access or view only access. Project management should have that kind of full access. The next is basically I want them to give supplier access, so and that to full access. That's it. Once you have created it, project managers, and once you are onboarding any, so now whenever you are going to add some kind of member, first name and last name, you need to enter their email, and you can select the project manager. So whenever they are going to log into their systems, they're not going to see any of these things. They are only going to see projects and suppliers and redirects and question library and settings as well. But in settings as well, they are only going to see the project profile details, nothing else. So we have created a module wise division. I hope it works. Next, I think this is pretty much covered. There are a lot of things in terms of invoices as well, and in terms of inside a particular project as well. So when dealing with the reconciliation part, but I'm not going to cover it over here. This is just a a small brief demo about it, a full view of Inertia, how it looks, what it does, and how it is working right now. Thank you very much. One more thing I wanted to add at a very end of this demo, this full walkthrough of Inertia, I wanted to add this, that if you are interested in working with us, or if you are interested in purchasing Inertia, you can email us directly, or you can request for a demo, or you can just go to this particular website, app.inertiapros.com, and you are going to get a full access for 3 months for free. So first 50 customers are going to get 3 months free, and after that they are going to have the pricing of very simple, that is 29 per user, USD per user on a build annually plan. But if you are going to add with a monthly rental, it is 39 USD per user. If you wanted invoicing feature as well, then 9 USD per month is going to be the invoices add-on thing. Rest everything is pretty much clear, and I hope you like it. Thank you very much.